our culture and our history is we've come from slavery. I think you gotta really realize where we come from to understand what you can actually do and accomplish in your life. You know, I don't know if you guys, know the full story of Harriet Tubman, but Harriet Tubman, she traveled the Underground Railroad and freed herself, but she didn't keep walking. She turned around and went and got other people. So who's to say that when you get successful, you're supposed to just forget about the people that you can help? So I look at stories like that, and I kind of try to adapt those things in my life, because like I said, once you start making money, you'll realize that money is really not all that all what you thought it was. You might be able to buy some shoes that you couldn't afford, or get a bigger house, things like that, but it doesn't necessarily make you happy.
But just think, one day you can sit back and say, I did it. You see, God once told me that your dreams are scary, they aren't big enough. Dream big.
So many friends doing big things. And they was doing so many things, but sometimes they can go underachieve. They have so many dreams that they achieve, and I know that one day they can inspire somebody else. So I had this idea called Dream Talk, to put them on a platform to showcase what they're doing. Can we give them a round of applause, please, for our panelists? And I knew for this event that I had to have like an amazing host, like amazing. And the first person that came to mind was this guy right here. I grew up with him, I know him my whole life, we played basketball together. It's somebody I admire from afar. He's graduated from Towson University. He's had over 100,000 views on his YouTube blog, The Dutch Table. And he's just somebody I always respected. So could we please give a round of applause, get on our feet for our host tonight, Dave Crarey.
All right, so without further ado, we're going to introduce our beautiful, great discussion panel we have for you all today. So as they come up, give them some encouragement as they come to the stage. Not everybody's used to the stage, but we're going to give them some encouragement as they come up. All right, so the first discussion panel, we're going to do two different discussion panels. I only got took the chance to read through your nice little dream talk thing, but it's two different discussion panels, all right? So the first discussion panel has AJ Davis. Give it up for AJ Davis.
Appreciate it. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good, it's good. My name's AJ Davis, as you heard. I currently serve as the national coordinator for the NAACP Youth and College Division. And recently became the founder and CEO of my own nonprofit organization. So that's my dream that I'll be up here discussing.
To the stage, Marcus Thornton.
How's everybody doing? I'm not a LeBron fan, so everybody who's calling for LeBron wins. As you said, my name is Marcus Thornton. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Graduated from Bishop McNamara High School in 2011, College of William & Mary 2015, and I'm a professional basketball player. Played in Australia my first year out of college, and I played in Italy this past season. So.
We have Chelsea Stevens. Clap it up for Chelsea.
87, but praise God, yesterday I just got hired at the U.S. House of Representatives as a media coordinator. I am a graduate of Elizabeth Seton High School in Bladensburg, Maryland, and the University of Missouri. I ran track at the University of Missouri, and I also was first runner-up in Miss District of Columbia USA and Miss Missouri USA, so I'm Chelsea.
Give it up for Alyssa Cradle.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. I'm a two-time graduate of Howard University in Washington, you know, and I also currently teach first grade in Oxon Hill.
Dream big means to follow your heart's desires, do what makes you happy, and to just go after what you want to do. Don't let anybody else stop you from what it is that you want to do. Don't let anybody deter you and tell you that your dreams aren't real and that your dreams can't become reality, because if you put your mind to it, you can do it, and all you have to do is put God first and everything will happen. Everything will fall into place.
I would say dream big to me means to just follow your passion. Whatever you do that that makes you get up in the morning, whatever you think about, whatever's always on your mind, whatever you're passionate about, just go after it and don't put limits on yourself. I think oftentimes we always say, well, I can't do this because I'm this, or I can't do this because I don't have this. And you can't think about what you don't have or what you're not. You have to just think about your passion and just go for it.
Right.
They said, having something set in your mind, sticking to it. And for me, I think just remind yourself to not only have the goal, but to work towards that goal. You got to make your dreams work. You got to really put yourself in a position to be able to have that success. So, set your bar high. Never limit yourself. At the same time, you understand to work towards that goal and really push yourself. And, like they said, don't really let other people get in the way or, bring you off that.
The words dream big, very significant. I think you always say this quote that if your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, then they aren't big enough. And I think that quote is very powerful because, as the three other folks have said on the panel, you want to have something that drives you, something that makes you wake up in the morning, not just class or going to work, but that thing that when you get off work or when you are done with class that makes you still want to put in another 2 to 3 hours of work and time in on it. So that's really what your dream really is that thing that makes you want to put in that extra time to accomplish it.
Definitely. I heard you say something about being around the right people. How important is it for you all to be around the right crowd to be able to reach the dream?
I think it means a lot. I think who you're around, if you're around positive people, I know a lot of people say, people you're around kind of affects how you carry yourself, and stuff like that. So being around positive people, people who have big dreams and, set certain standards for themselves, actually chasing and pursuing, just on the right path that really inspires you. I know personally I have a great group of friends who are all, doing different things, in their own lanes, to be what they want to be. So being around that makes you want to be great yourself.
Right.
I would add to that. I think that it's very important. Being a production assistant, my first shift used to be being to work at 4 a.m. So I needed to have people around me who understood my schedule and could support me and know that, no, I can't go out tonight because I have to get up in the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. And not everybody understands that. So I had to surround myself with people who motivate me and push me to do the right thing and help me along the way. And I also do pageants. So in pageants, I had to lose a lot of weight, or not lose a lot of weight, but maintain my weight. And I had to have friends around me who supported me and helped me work out. I have really good friends that I work out with, and they motivate me to make sure, are you supposed to be eating that? Are you supposed to be doing that? Are you going to the gym today? And I don't think that I would be where I am today if I didn't have that group of people around me.
I would definitely say that birds of a feather, they say that they flock together. And so my parents would always say, if everybody in your circle, if you're doing better than all the people in your circle, there's a problem with that. You want some people that are doing even bigger things than you're doing, because like you said, they can push you to become even better than where you are. You don't want anybody that's going to make you feel complacent or that, why you out there? Why you doing this? Why you getting up so early in the morning? I would never do that, you know? You don't want anybody that's gonna bring you down. And also, you want friends around who are not only gonna push you, but who are gonna also support your dreams and who you can support theirs. A lot of times, and I feel like especially in the Black community, we don't always support each other. We have people on this panel who are entrepreneurs. How often do we support people who are out here and, you know, doing their own, having their own businesses? So we have to have friends that are going to support us and also encourage us as well.
Really the biggest.
Welcome to the Focus. We're back. Feels good to be back on a rainy day.
Yep, as usual.
How you all doing?
I'm good. Can't complain.
It's raining, so
It's normal.
we're here.
You here?
Yeah.
As we've been saying on social media, we have our in-studio guest, Washington Adventist men's basketball coach, Patrick Crarey. What's going on?
Hey man, I'm good. Happy to be here. Happy to be in the rain and get in the studio with y'all.
Oh yeah, and I know we also said we was gonna have, you know, his star forward center Brian Bridgeforth in the studio, but you know, he had a family emergency, so prayers out to him.
Definitely.
And you know, we'll catch up with him later on. But you know, a lot going on in the sports world. What's going on?
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on. I ain't surprised.
You know, I had the pleasure of going last Friday to, I believe it's New Chapel Baptist Church in Camp Springs. I was invited out by former Howard point guard Keon Hill. He started an organization called Dream Big DC, which is geared towards, you know, inspiring the youth. And they had a nice little event where he invited, I guess, like 8 close friends that are doing major things. They in professional basketball players, you know, network producers for, you know, CBS, all types of just teachers from all different walks of life to come in and talk to the youth, and even some of the adults to inspire them, to let them know that anything is possible if you stick with it. And it was a very positive event. I was kind of, you know, I was caught off guard by how positive it was, how inspirational, because a lot of them were, you know, I'm about to be 33 in September. A lot of them are in their mid-early 20s, and they're already doing well. So it's just, it further, you know, we need more stories like that. That's my point. There's a lot of negativity out here. If one of us mess up, I mean, it'd be out front page news, but once one of us do something positive, back page, if that. So, you know, I have a full video. I know it's long, but I couldn't leave anything out. It was too much, you know, positive information that people need to hear. So if you go to findersmag.com, you would check it out. I'm sorry we couldn't play it today, but, you know, internet connection is messed up, just letting you all know. But definitely go to findersmag.com, check out the video, and you'll, you know, you won't be disappointed. Promise that.
Keon Hill, great kid. I recruited him. It's crazy. Crazy. Keon Hill out of Riverdale. He it was pretty much us, the only one he recruited him with a scholarship. Howard came in late and swooped him up. I was really happy for him that he got the full to Howard though, and he's a great kid, man. I'm glad to see him doing a lot of positive things. You could tell he came from a good home.
Yeah, real
when he was
positive.
growing up.
Matter of fact, his folks were there, and they're behind him. Another positive image you need to see. You know, I know a lot of people. You know, I got my own wars where a lot of times you by yourself. You gotta figure it out, and it's tough. And it's life just walking that life alone, let alone trying to, you know, do something out the norm. So, you know, respect to his parents as well.
Yeah, like I told you when we talked this weekend, I wish I could have been there. It definitely sounded like something that was beyond powerful, and great for the community. And I was having another conversation with one of our guys here, Mike Sykes, where just for us sometimes, especially from a standpoint from us as a people, and even specifically sometimes with black males, that enough positive stories aren't told.
Right.
That there's a lot of us doing positive things, but those aren't necessarily the messages or the things that we see all the time, especially on social media. So it's great to see that many wonderful, impactful people in the room, and know that there's even more around the country being just as impactful. Just wish, you know, everyone could know more about it.
Exactly, and special shout out to Michael Sneed and then, you know, NCCA Elementary School Choir. You know, they killed it. It was yeah, it was, y'all got to see the video of the little kids. It was about 15 little kids, and they all performed, you know, sung well, danced well, and, you know, shout out to Michael Sneed and the band. You know, they was playing everything. Like, I mean, like I said, you know, I'm a big Jill Scott fan. They came with that. Then when, you know, they had intermission, some of the adults left, and they flipped the go-go beat on for the, you know, they flipped It's Love to a go-go beat. I was like, man, they cold with it. So it was a well put together event. You know, I'm looking forward to the next one.
All right, tell them once again where they can find that at.
At finestmag.com, front page, you can't miss it.
All right, so Coach Crarey, we can't wait to talk to you this evening. Thank you for coming through. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to dive into the conversation with WAU head coach, Coach Crarey.
All right, we're back, and we're going to jump right into things. Coach Crarey, first thing I want to get into is coming into this season, were y'all goals championship or bust, or was it just that, like a lot of coaches say, take it one day at a time, whatever happens, happens. Or were you expecting a championship with the mob that you had?
I mean, we only had 9 players. I mean, we were only playing 7. But at the same time, we had 3 guys that were with me for 4 years, and then Brian Stud we had for 2 years. So they say, freshmen, want to play, sophomores want to start, juniors want to score, seniors want to win. And so for us, having 4 seniors starting, we knew we wanted to win. And so we went about things really differently this year than we ever have before. A lot of conversation. It was a lot more off-court involvement than it was on-court, something different for me. It was a lot of self-accusation, just looking at yourself and saying, what can I do better? Not what the players need to do better. And, I learned a lot from these guys this year, but definitely for us, it was championship or bust, but let's make sure that the journey gets us to a championship.
Gotcha. Speaking about Brian Bridgeforth, we all saw him in Summer League, but playing for y'all, it's like he elevated his game on both ends. It was like he was a terror. Like you just see when a couple games I came to, some of the teams were like, at all costs avoid him. So how vital was he to y'all's success?
I mean, his character was the key. I mean, he evolved over time in terms of his character and just his interactions with his teammates, with the faculty, going to class with me. And as his character developed over time, his game developed. I mean, he had a solid junior season where his numbers were just a little bit down from this senior year, but just because of his character and his positivity and how he was as a man. I mean, he grew up, went from a boy to a man in a year, and he was a flat-out stud once he got his game to go with his character, and I'm proud of him. He should have been Conference Player of the Year, but he didn't get it. But we won the conference. He was the MVP, and so we got them back. And he should have been NAIA first-team All-American. So, but he did a lot of really good things for us, and we're proud of Brian. He's a stud. We tell him all the time, he put us on the map in the area to me.
Right.
And we're always going to be indebted to him for doing that for us.
Okay. The NAIA has come, it has comparable talent to some D1 programs and D2 programs. Why hasn't it gotten the respect that it deserves, especially for this type of season that you guys have had?
I think for us, it's a regional thing. Like if you go to the Midwest, you go to Chicago, Indiana, Ohio, they know what it is. Nebraska, even Florida and California. But because, we're the only school in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, there's 2 schools in Pittsburgh, Nothing in New York. Because of in our little Northeast Mid-Atlantic region, there are no teams. Our high school coaches aren't educated. Our AAU coaches aren't educated. We were D2 before we changed. I wasn't really educated, so it's not their fault. But it's our job now to kind of let people know. I mean, the hardest thing for me to do is I recruit a kid. I tell him we're NAIA. He says, "What is that?" And so that's the start of the conversation. And I think as long as we keep doing what we're doing, I mean, if we can get any more NCAA games, that's getting harder and harder to get these D2 games. We're going to continue to, push the narrative and let people know what the NAIA is about and how good the games are, how good the talent is.
Okay. Why should a player consider WAU as the next stop after high school, and what are you looking for when you're evaluating a player?
I think, the biggest thing about WAU is that, we're 11-1 in terms of teacher to student. And so it's a very close-knit, we're looking at 1,200 students. And my guys are my players, like those are my little brothers. Mm-hmm. And so when you come to us, it is a program, it's a culture, it's not a basketball team. We're not just getting you in and out and just trying to get you to come in here and get 10, 12 points and then thank you for your services. This is not how we roll. It's not how I roll. It's not how I run the program for the last 7 years. And even my kids that I've had that transfer, it's so crazy. Like, I'm still close to all my kids that have transferred. They transfer, they still call me and say, my new coach says the same stuff you were telling me before. I wish I had listened to you. Now I got to listen to somebody else a year later. And so, that's the biggest thing to me is, a lot of times kids are going to school for name, and it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, their parents are pushing them. High school coaches, maybe their AAU coach. I mean, everybody got a trainer now, so they're trained. Everybody got a trainer. So, these guys, they're getting pushed by so many different areas. And when you go to college, you're looking for so many different things, distracting things that are outside of basketball. Right. Whether it may be, going out, having fun, parties, frats, a lot of stuff that you're not going to be doing if you're going to be a good college basketball player anyway. So, I think that's, some of the reason why we don't kind of get the attention, and it's kind of harder for kids to come. But, I mean, you look at our team this year, we had a bunch of kids from the area. I'm out here. Like, people know us now. I mean, I'm out here. I'm in PG. I need to get in D.C. more. I'm in D.C. I need to get in D.C. more, though. Brian's helped us with that. We're in Virginia. And, I really want to take local kids first. And, that's kind of my goal, to kind of continue to build this up locally. I'm going to always get a kid from Cali, a kid from Texas, because those kids kind of appreciate it. It's crazy. Those kids kind of appreciate it a little more as of right now than the kids that I kind of do get a little closer to home. But, coming to our school, you're going to feel involved. And you're going to feel like you're a part of something bigger than basketball, because we are a Christian school. So, like, I preach, the stuff that we preach is just more than just winning basketball games. It's character development. And, a lot of times people say, character traits, no, it's a character development. We're trying to develop your character. A trait is kind of fixed. Right. This is, you are who you are. No. Just because you are a clown right now doesn't mean you're going to be a clown in 2 years. And so, as we develop their characters, their games usually follow. And it's something that I've learned, over the last, 4 or 5 years. It's kind of helped me do better in my job.
Okay. Last season, y'all knocked out 2 Division II programs, in the CIAA. I'm not going to name no names, what I'm
Elizabeth City, Virginia Union.
I was like, you better name them names.
Nah, the coaches might be like, we ain't coming on, but what message did that send locally and nationally in regards to the program, to you guys?
I mean, they know who we are before. I mean, like I'm saying, we beat Bowie a few years ago. We've beaten Union, we've beaten Shawan. I mean, we've beaten a lot of teams. I mean, it's not like, we beat UDC. They know who we are. They just don't want to play us. And like I told you before, I wouldn't want to play us if I was D2 either. What's the point? But I think in our area, it sent a little more of a message into, they're a viable program. Pat knows what he's doing. His kids play hard. Everybody knows that. But, the biggest thing for us is, to me, it really wasn't even it was a big win for us. Don't get it twisted. Like, Virginia Union was a big win. I think they were number 24 in the country. We both were 6-0, and they were talking that yik-yak before the game. And I don't, I'm not about that life. So, But there's great guys over there. Coach Butler, that's my man, and I got a lot of respect for him. He was at UDC before, then he went over there. Fred Burrows, one of my best friends in coaching. I hope to work with Fred one day somewhere. And so, just the respect I have for those guys, and then allowing us the opportunity to play, was huge. I think for us, I just hope that we continue to get opportunities to play. Moving forward, and we're really excited this year because I just signed the contract today and said, and we get Howard December 14th. It'll be a big game for us. We played them a few years ago. We're up big, and I was young, and I think I let my team down, and so I think we'll be a little more prepared this time around.
Okay, that's big, man. Real big. Y'all started the season 12-0. Y'all was getting it in. Did you see that coming in, or was it just something that happened as y'all went along? Like, the wins just kept rolling in.
It's crazy because I was watching one of these NBA shows. Oh yeah, I was watching Chauncey Billups. They were talking yesterday, and he was saying that sometimes when you win, it's not good for you. And even though we were 12-0, I think we probably would have finished the season better if we were 10-2, because we had some things that were going on in between our team that were counterproductive for us. Defensively, a little bit of character stuff. And we weren't able to get that done because we kept winning. My guys are looking at me like, we 10-0. What you gonna say to me? And later on, we took a couple L's, and then it kind of got us going, and it revved us up for the playoffs. But there's no way I saw us going 12-0. We had a hard schedule. I mean, we played 7 home games, 29 games, 7 home games, and 22-7. Like, not a lot of people doing that. And so. I definitely didn't see 12-0 coming, but it was definitely it was wild. It was a great ride. We had a ball this year. I don't regret one piece of it. It was a great year for us.
Okay. Y'all captured the Association Independent Institution Conference Championship. Explain that feeling.
Validation. We had lost the year before. And we had an issue where we were rolling going into the playoffs in 2016. We had 3 guys violate team rules at the conference tournament.
Wow.
And it was an integrity moment for me, really, because I'm the AD too.
Okay.
So I easily could have just been like, slap you on your wrist, let's keep it moving, but I had to dismiss all of them at the conference tournament. And so we ended up winning our first game and then losing, and then at that time we had a consolation game to go to nationals, so we still went to nationals, but. We all knew if we had our full team, we would have won the conference championship. And so, seeing something like that happen and then seeing our guys come back the next year, and one of those guys that was dismissed actually came back to the team was big. And it was more of a validation thing for all of us. And, we've been through a lot together. And so it was the first time we won a conference at our school since '92. So it was pretty big. I expect to get a few more over the next few years, but it was definitely something that we needed to do to take that next step for the program.
Okay. Your senior core, Tyrese Fleetwood, Eric Lindsey, Bridgeforth, Elliot Meredith left his imprint in the program. What was it like coaching them, and how proud are you of what they've accomplished?
Super proud of them off the court first. 2 of them graduated. Eric Lindsey will be finished next year, and then Brian's going to work on the studies while he's playing professionally. We're going to get him done. We're going to get Brian done. Right. But I always talk back to the only reason we were good is because the first thing we did was I sat those 4 down, just me and those 4. And I said, if us 5 can't work together, we have no chance. So let's write down 5 things we like about each other and 5 things we hate about each other. And we're just going to sit down here and we're going to hash it out. Don't fake the funk. It's just us 5 in here. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like you because you whine and you're a fake and you're a phony and you make yourself look better on social media. And guys were telling me, Coach, we don't like you because you're a front runner. You want to get a new transfer as soon as we can't score. And so just having people give you that feedback, honesty that you worked with for years, knowing that it's going to end now in 12 months or 6 months, whatever it was, just us going to that together. Like when I say that we developed their character, they're developing mine as well. And so, having those 4, I'm super proud of them. What they've done off the court for our school, conducting themselves appropriately. Those 4 guys never been suspended for a game, anything crazy like that. Never had any issues with them. great core character African American men, and we just don't highlight that, you know, a lot nowadays. We highlight the points per game and all that, which is good, but just having that peace of mind that I don't have to, you know, worry about what's happening when I go to sleep on Saturday night. I mean, I'll never forget. I was on Instagram and I saw a picture of them four on Saturday night, and they were out with their girls at like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night. And I was like, oh, we're going to be good. This is like during like September. I was like, we're going to be good now. They're not out in the streets. Oh, we're going to be good. Like, and so just seeing that, seeing how they interacted with each other and how they did with me, you know, I'm super proud of them. What they did on the court, 4,000-point scores, you know, it was great.
All right. Moving forward, what will it take for WAU to capture NAIA men's basketball championship, national championship?
I think our school got to step up to the plate a little bit. You know, you've been to our facility. You know, we're doing the best that we can with what we have, but we got to get a little more institutional support. I've spoken to my president about it. He knows how I feel about it. And I think if we continue to make those strides slowly, you know, working with them in the constraints of what they can, you know, higher education is difficult nowadays for a lot of private institutions. And so, you know, if we can get a little more institutional support, and then I got to do my job. You know, it starts with me. You know, when we win, a lot of people have a lot of good things to say about me. When we lose, there's a lot of more people have a lot to say about me. So, you know, I think that I got to continue to develop and get better and learn about my weaknesses and learn what I do good and what I don't do good. I think one of the problems for me is being at a school where they didn't have success, and now you brought success. Now you lie to yourself and you think you know everything. And I don't. And I make mistakes, I make a lot of them. And so trying to learn from them, learn from other people, and police myself, if I continue to do that, I think our program will keep growing. And, you know, you'll see little kids out here saying they want to go to WAU like they say they want to go to, you know, your favorite HBCU. So, you know, that's the goal for me in the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, Coach. I know sometimes when we're in the midst of, you know, you were trying to build a program, you got it. Had some success. Obviously, you're not exactly where you want to be at the end goal. Sometimes we ignore the things we have accomplished on the way there. Have you had time prior to coming in today, and you know you were listing the accolades of a lot of your players, for it to sink in, kind of what you've done and the lives you've been able to touch?
I think that at graduation I did. So graduation, Tyrus Fleetwood had a party at my house, and his dad told me. It was the best compliment I've ever had in my life. His dad was like, you brought him here 4 years ago, and you told me you were going to do X, Y, and Z for him, and you did all that and more. And he was like, you know, well, our family will always be indebted to you for what you did for our son. And so, like, that's what gets me. Like, the trophy, I mean, like, I'm going to get more trophies. Like, you know, so, I mean, I'm not really worried about the trophies. But you can't, you know, touching the lives is what really matters. And so when you can see you can make that impact on a kid like him made an impact on me, you know, those relationships, and we say relationships and then championships. And so we continue to, you know, get those relationships together, you know, over time period. We're going to continue to, you know, to get more accolades. But it's about the kids. It's about the relationships.
All right, you mentioned it's about the kids, and we had a couple conversations before the show started. Just with a lot of people, just in basketball, period, especially, they sometimes make it, they don't involve the kids as much as they should when they're making decisions. And sometimes with coaches, different levels of that responsibility of molding them off the court versus getting what you need on the court. How do you walk that line, like, personally?
It's a fine line because you got to win. So, like, you know, that being said, I have let people go. I have told people, you know, I have made the statements like, this is, you know, Cuba and I'm Fidel. You don't do what I say, you got to go. So I think that, you know, the older I've gotten, the more I realize that, you know, getting over yourself and trying to, you know, like we said before, develop these kids and not just take them for who they are when they're 19 and 20. You try to work with them over that time period and invest in them. Because if you invest in them, they know you are. You know, these kids know what's real and what's fake. Because half of them is fake. So when you're able to call them out on their fakeness, but not try to embarrass them, which I think I had a problem with earlier, what a lot of coaches do, because, you know, the most powerful coach in basketball is college basketball coaches. You know, you pretty much run your own program. You bring them in, you get them out, unlike any other level for real. And so, you know, I think if we continue to develop their character and invest in the relationship, it's going to help you as the years going on. And I wish I was, the thing I regret at WAU right now is the kids that I wasn't able to keep. The kids that I couldn't, for lack of better words, change or move and move the needle with. Those are the ones. But I still keep in contact with them. I just wish I could still be coaching them.
All right, Octavia, did you have any questions?
Stole my question.
Come on, man. Like, you accuse me of stealing questions every week.
You do.
All right, from now on, hey, look, next
I'm going to start putting my questions in advance.
Look, next guest, after Cardell's done, you can go first.
Great.
Since I keep getting accused of stealing questions.
You do.
This is not right. Coach, thank you so
be in my
much.
head.
I think our athletic department really thanks you guys. My SID told me to tell you guys thank you for all the, what you guys have done. Showing us love and it's hard out here. DC, it's a lot of people. Everybody out here in DC think they're the man when it comes to this basketball thing. Everybody's training. There's a lot of good trainers in DC, but everybody's training, everybody club coach, everybody high school. And the thing is like there's so many dudes out there that are like high quality dudes, like that nobody knows about. Will Maynard, like Oxidine. I mean, these are guys that are out there like working and doing it for the kids, but they might not be getting to the States every year, so people just don't really know what they're doing. And so for you guys to come and show us love and help put our school on the map, we definitely appreciate it. Having me on the show, we definitely appreciate it. And if there's anything we can do to help you guys, please let us know. We'll definitely have you guys out again next year because I'm definitely going to have some new freshmen. They're going to be exciting, too. I let my freshmen play. I let them play. Their sophomore year, I bring them back a little bit.
Rein them back in.
Now I got another question because there's a lot. This is like one of my biggest pet peeves in sports from top to bottom is you recruit somebody or you sign somebody, and because of their age, you don't let them grow and make the mistakes. So why is it that you choose to let them go and get all the mistakes out the way and then bring them back to sophomore year?
That's because the way I do my recruiting is I bring them in waves every 3 or 4 years. So I'm not going to stagger on. When I had Fleetwood was my stud PG. So I knew I just had to kind of like get a backup kind of filler in while he was there. I didn't go try to get another stud PG and then have them going at it and not let the kid play. And, I didn't do it like that. Now I'm able to go to see it, the kid that I want and say, look, this is yours. This is when Fleetwood came in, he started his 8th game and he never sat the bench ever again. And so, giving them the opportunity to grow, for me, it's my recruiting cycle. There's going to be a lot of guys listening to this like, you did not let me play. They probably wasn't that nice either. But, I think all that comes to it is, who you have on your team, time, availability, and how we're going to be young. I'm already know we're going to be young. The last time we were young, we won 22 games. So, we're going to win 22 games. I'm not saying that, but I will say that we will be exciting. They play a lot more free. I'm looking forward to just starting a new chapter with a new group of guys.
Let me give you one more question. I know you've been keeping up with the LaVar Ball situation. Now, I'm not going about no shoe crowd. I want to ask you as a coach, have you ever ran into a parent as outspoken as like him? And what would you do if you happen to come across it?
I got wild parents. I'm not going to lie to you. I got wild parents. But there's a couple things that I do, and I keep it. I am very, they say the best thing about you is the worst thing about you. I'm very honest. So a lot of times my honesty can be taken as disrespect when it's just honesty. First, if parents come in, I say, look, Dad, I'll talk to you about whatever you want, our gear, his grades, what's happening with his girlfriend, but I will not talk to you about basketball. And then the dads kind of look at me like, I'm just like, do you want to sign or you don't want to sign? This is how it's going to go with me. And so I have an outspoken parent. I've had one in the past, and, I'm outspoken. I don't know. I'm trying to think. You guys came to the Central State game. I didn't think we were better than them, so I was thinking I was more composed that game than I probably usually am. I still get on my guys, but I had a parent, and he used to go off, and so I used to ignore him until he took it to that next level. Then I had to call a timeout and, just let him know I'm not rocking. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, that's not me. I'm not rocking. Security. Like, we'll get you up out of here. So I think when it comes to, but when you get on that scale, it's totally different because this dude's dad was talking to me, but he's a good player, but at the end of the day, he wasn't Lonzo Ball. You look at UCLA before. I'm a Lonzo Ball guy. I know how y'all feel about the Lonzo. I'm a Lonzo Ball guy, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Lonzo Ball's gonna be a very good NBA player. A lot of people are doubting him because his dad and all that. He's special. Have not seen anybody play the game like him in 10+ years. Period. And so he's skilled. He's gifted. I love Lonzo Ball. Like, I'm taking Lonzo Ball. Like, I'm not going to say I'm taking Lonzo Ball. That's what I would want in the draft because in this day and age of how you play the NBA game, moving the ball, pace and space, everybody's got to eat. You got a guy like that, he's going to turn your Houston Rockets into like a Western Conference Finals type team when it's just built around him in a good system. But, LeVar is wild. LeVar is wild. I think
mildly put.
He's wild. But I just think, you know how the media is. They allow him to do that. I just don't like the racial undertones. That's my whole issue with the LeVar situation. He is entertaining. He is definitely entertainment, but I think once we get into this realm of the NBA and the big business and seeing how it can negatively impact your business way more than just this little shoe money. I think we'll probably see a slightly different LeVar than we're seeing right now. Yeah.
Right. Hope so. Like, I like Lonzo too, but I'm just like, how much is your theatrics from your father gonna hurt you in the long run? Because like you said, we're going to see real quick if he's good because they're going to come out, because of what his father said. Basically, it has nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to see pretty real soon. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I like the kid, the player. The stuff that comes with it, just dad is difficult. But
I think over time it's gonna settle a little bit. And if you look at him, all of his teammates love him. Like his teammates love him. Like when he was at UCLA, his teammates love him. You hear the feedback of his teammates at the high school; they loved him, and so, in the NBA, when you got a guy like that who's gonna make an 8-point-a-game guy, a 14-point-a-game guy, that's probably different between 8 million and 15 million. Yeah. He gonna really love you.
Yeah.
Yes, he gonna go to bat for you when the media and everybody else is trying to jump down at you. So I think he'll be okay. I think it's gonna settle. LeVar's put on a great show right now, though.
It's a hell of a show. Gosh.
He's still gonna go top 2 too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, that's without question. But Coach, thank you so much. We appreciate it. You're not going anywhere because we still got rapid fire. No guest comes in without Cardell's rapid fire segment.
He said he honest. That's what I love.
That's all we need. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we got some local coverage coming up. We got Pop the Trunk, and then rapid fire. You're watching The Focus. Give us 2 minutes, and we'll be right back.
It looks like a universe on the shirt, and it just has like a small writing behind yours. We have another t-shirt called Made By. I got that on right now, got a hood on it. I feel like everything is man-made in this world. Our parents sometimes aren't able to teach us, the proper tools as far as like encouraging us to say we can do whatever we want, which is a lie and the truth at the same time, because you got to do what you're good at, to the fullest. So I made a lot of shirts in this line to kind of gear the youth as well as just people, of all ages to keep following their dreams.
What's going on, everybody? We got to get a behind the scenes camera here
No, we don't.
at some point. Octavia is our new official floor director.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm here for
and
that.
co-host. She's
Doing double duty.
many hats. All right, so for local coverage, we got a couple quick updates for you. DC United, their record is now 3-6-2 on the season. It's not a great start at all. Coach Austin pretty much hinted that they're gonna try to be kind of active in the summer transfer window, aka in soccer. The transfer window it's not like other sports where you can only trade in between your league. You trade across soccer around the country. Wow. So they're gonna be active. It'll be interesting because of the money situation, because the new stadium isn't here yet, to see how active they're gonna be. But I feel like changes are coming, and I kind of agree that changes are needed, because at this current time, kind of just sometimes with the team that they got hot at the end of this last season, but it just comes sometimes age catches up with you, and you got to get some more youth in there, a little bit more pace, and things got to change. For the Mystics, WNBA season just started like last week, literally. They're 1-2. They're on the last leg of a 3-game road trip. So they started off the season by beating the San Antonio Stars. They then went to LA on ring night, lost by 10. After that, they played Seattle with Sue Bird, Jewel Lloyd, and Brianna Stewart. I believe they lost by 10 there too. And then tomorrow, it's a camp day game, so it's a noon tip-off where they got a home-and-home with the Chicago Sky, Della Don's old team, starting tomorrow. And then Friday night is the second part of that home-and-home here in D.C. at the phone booth at 7 p.m. So for them, it's just a little bit of early adversity. I wouldn't read too much into any of it. A lot of moving pieces. They're too talented for this to continue. And the coach is too good for this to continue. Literally just a little bit of adversity. Christy Tolliver talked about this on Media Day. Like, all teams go through it. They're just going through it kind of soon. And for Wizards people, when Cardell and I were telling you everybody they were going to be fine at 2-8, okay, the Mystics are going to be fine too. It's a couple games in the season. Life's going to go on. After that, I mean, I was supposed to be at the Pitts League last night, but due to
had some unforeseen circumstances.
I tried to go become active again, and I'm old, and it knocked me clean out.
That boy was hurt.
I am still hurt. Honesty is what we do here. I'm hurting, still hurting. So that being said, Carter, how did the Pitts League go last night in my absence?
As he said, the Pitts League kicked off last night. And it's also the first year where, the women's joined the pack, what I'm saying, which was exciting. A lot of former high school, college standouts from that area. I think even a couple pros, came and, got it off the way. Team Dem defeated Team Anonymous 57-54. Natalie Gramlin led the way with 19 points for Anonymous, and Kyle Marlowe posted 16 to lead Team Dem. Then on the finale on the men's side, Team Highland faced the defending champs, Core, and in a double overtime thriller, Core lost to Team Highland 122-115. Zay Hurst, that boy shot, man, I can't cuss, but man, he was hitting step
automatic.
threes. Yeah, he was hitting step threes. He posted a game high 30 points. I'm ahead of highlights. Y'all see something. He was falling out of bounds in threes. It was crazy. Posted 30 points, and while Isaac Thorne scored 29 points to lead Team Highland. Obviously, to pop the trunk segment, I got to get to somebody else on Team Highland. A guy who's trying to, kick in the door, so to speak, with the NBA, former VMI guard QJ Peterson. He got the nod. He sent the game in the double overtime with a tough floater in traffic, and then went ahead and hit a couple clutch free throws to help them win in the second overtime. He finished with 27 points in the come from behind win. They were down 15 most of the second half, and they battled back, finally got it in overtime, and then they just outlasted the Core down the stretch.
So it sounds like you guys got two great games, both on the men's and women's side.
Yeah, it was exciting for the opening night, especially with the women starting off. Sometimes you just kind of try to figure it out. And like you said, it was a lot of high school, former standout guards, a lot of people that I used to play against, so it kind of made me feel old too. So I was like, because, coming off the court, you can see them like, whew. This ain't as easy as it used to be, and I was just sitting there like, I'm hurting for y'all. So, but I mean, it was a good start to the night. Of course, the double overtime with the men's, of course, with Core being the defending champs, and like you said, they was they was up most of the game. Especially they only had 5 players the whole time. So for them to go up that big, it was a big turnaround when Team Highland stepped it up and came back. So it was a really good game for opening night. I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
All right, and all games at Largo High School.
They are.
The first one starts tonight at 9, right?
9 o'clock. Don't let me lie about who's playing tonight.
We had the schedule pop up just a couple minutes ago.
Okay,
so
cool. Yes, there it is. Yes, last year was 2016. So 2015 winners, JNR Mob. And Young Kings will play tonight. And then you got DMV All-Stars versus No Losses, which is actually from a couple years ago, the Outsiders. So
Why they changed the name?
I don't know.
Okay, forget it.
Well, it's most of them. I'm pretty sure some new people in and out, but I'm excited to see them back because, remember when they were there, that was kind of cool. So
They made some noise for a
yeah,
little bit.
I mean, they went to the championship that year, but
They made some noise. We'll leave it at that.
we shall see what happens tonight.
Honesty. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll jump into this rapid fire segment. And we can promise you nothing but straight honesty no matter what questions are presented.
This is my favorite part.
So that is me presenting our show-wide disclaimer. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Focus.
I look at him every day and I'm wondering why people, aren't there for their kids. A lot of things like we have a shirt called Mind Yours. It looks like the universe on the shirt, and it just has like a small writing, Mind Yours. We have another t-shirt called Made By. I got that on right now, got a hood on it. I feel like everything is man-made in this world. Our parents sometimes aren't able to teach us, the proper tools as far as like encouraging us to say we can do whatever we want, which is a lie and the truth at the same time, because you got to do what you're good at, to the fullest. So I made a lot of shirts in this line to kind of gear the youth as well as just people, of all ages to keep following their dreams.
Rapid fire, my favorite part of the show. Yeah, put people through the gauntlet, man, so to speak. But, first question: did LeBron deserve to be an NBA MVP finalist? You'll start with, I guess.
Finalists is in top 3?
Yes.
No.
No.
Negative.
Thank you. So all you people out there that's crying about how the best played, that don't mean he had the better season.
Yeah.
That's what the MVP is.
Most valuable player, especially to your team. I mean, not saying that he's not, but to his team. But
come on, man. I need to relax on that. Are y'all shocked the Celtics won the game?
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked.
Yeah,
they were going to get one.
Yeah, especially with the game because they were down by so much in that game too. You don't know how they're gonna react without having IT, and but Avery Bradley's been stepping it up, or at least trying to. Can't really say stepping up when they was losing by 40 at halftime, but so I was definitely surprised. I thought they would pull one out before the before the series started. First 2 games, I was like, it's a little bit of a reach now. So I was definitely surprised.
Game 2 was the worst game I've ever seen in my life since the Nigerian versus the Dream Team.
Yeah.
And my man was on that Nigerian team, too. So I watched that whole game.
Start to finish.
Yeah. I watched that whole. It was that bad. It was terrible.
I didn't watch.
Yeah, they did
You
say that was like
lucky.
the worst. That was like that's the record.
Look, I got
in the NBA, like completely.
I got an update.
Playoffs,
from NBA,
preseason.
And I was like, I'm not tuning into this.
So we played DeMatha. I got DeMatha flashbacks at Tacoma Academy when they was beating us by like 60. I was like, what is this? Ain't no Joe Forte and Keith Bogans out here. Y'all getting it was terrible. Terrible.
It was
I'm
pretty
not even
bad.
gonna comment on that,
It was pretty bad.
The Lions made Calvin Johnson pay back $320,000 remaining from his contract due to him retiring early. Fair or foul?
It's the NFL, man. Nothing surprises me.
Fair or foul?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely foul. Lions.
Fair to me. He got paid up front to play. He decided not to play. So pay that money back. I mean, I don't really see. You know what I'm saying? If you pay your gardener up front,
right.
Here go $25. Make sure you do the gardening and you do the flowers. And he do the gardening and don't do the flowers. You gonna want 15. You gonna want some bread back. I mean, it's just common sense to me.
I like that
That's just me.
analogy.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's a good
That makes
analogy.
sense.
It does, yeah. I'm gonna have to agree. Just sold me.
Kevin Durant said if fans don't like the lopsided playoff losses, don't watch it. What are your thoughts? I'll go last.
I'll start. It's kind of true. You know, I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to play hard. You know, they can't help if the other team's not scoring. Of course, they're trying to make them not score. But it's just as a fan standpoint from it, of course, they don't want to hear that. You know, it's still supposed to be an entertainment value to them. So you just probably should just, like, kind of not say that, you know, just because. But, I mean, it goes back to just, like, players, you know, voicing how they really feel about certain stuff in the public and in the media. That may be something that he should have just told his boys, you know, something like that. But it is what it is. It's a part of the game. Sometimes people get blown out. I mean, it's no fault to them.
It was a little OD. But I mean, Kev's probably tired of the camera, people talking to him. Like, they have nothing else to talk about now. Like, we 12-0, so now you're gonna say that you're tired. Like, he just tired of answering questions. You know, like LeBron the other day, he was a little antsy when they lost. You know, they just tired of it. You know, they just try to pick at him for something, and he said one thing, and what we do, grab the headline, and you run with it. You know, he was a little OD though.
I'm with Coach. It's a little out of control, but it's the truth. If you don't like it, don't watch.
Yeah, because I didn't watch.
Like, it's just really something. You guys talk about Game 2 the Boston. I don't know.
Netflix.
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch the last couple ones. I was like, let me know when the finals start.
Hey, I thought it was great advice. 'Cause that's exactly what I've been doing.
Exactly, right?
Only time I catch it is on the screen and the jump walking past. I'm like, and then I saw 72-31. I'm like, that can't be right. I thought that, I thought Barkley was a typo with the caption. So the second half started, and I'm like, you can't be serious. I'm like, this is NBA. I really got mad. Like, I wanted to fight because I'm like, that's disrespectful. Like, you can get a dude off the street to just compete, man. You know, that was just like, why even play? You should have just forfeited. Just like we get in the
They
game.
should have a mercy rule for that one.
Nah, not when they getting paid millions. You take that hell like a man. But
Take all that.
should the Celtics trade the #1 pick for immediate veteran help or keep the pick and get veteran help through free agency?
Keep the pick. Veteran help through free agency. I wouldn't give up the pick.
Keep the pick. Keep the pick. I mean, you got to keep the pick because, I mean, you look at your window right now, it's probably 2 years after, 2 years from now. Hopefully, LeBron will ever decline. I don't know. I mean, so, I mean, but in those 2 years, Kyrie's going to get better. Kevin Love's probably going to get a little smarter. So, I'm with you. I mean, especially when you got this type of draft.
Yeah, you got to take it.
Like, unless I'm getting, unless I'm just killing you, like, you going to give me Paul George. And what's the big's name?
Which one?
The big for,
Miles Turner?
Yeah. If you're going to give me Paul George and Miles Turner and I can give you the #1 pick in Drake Crowder, I might do that. Because Miles Turner's going to be very good.
Yes.
And he can shoot that thing. So, I mean, that's a flip right there. But, if it ain't going to be like that, nah, not rolling.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely, all those points he just said. Yeah.
Celtics are up 29-19, by the way.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Look,
I'm just sharing the tweet. Here you go.
Come on, man.
Let me
I ain't
put the
got
game
time.
on.
June 1st is so long away.
Let me put the game on.
I'll just share. My bad.
They're trying to extend the series on.
I tell you, they're going to go back to Boston.
I apologize.
Tied up.
We ain't got time for this right now.
I definitely feel the same. You keep the pick, especially because this draft is so deep. You can address a need, and along with what the Celtics need, they need big, but they need another guard that can score and create. Man, I like Isaiah Thomas, like you said, but he's just a scorer. He can't really create. And defensively, you all saw what happened. The playoffs are exposing him. You need it's big guards that can do multiple things out there. Obviously Markel's being thrown in, but I don't think it's locked in stone. I think that's what the workouts are for, whatnot, and we'll see, but. Like I said, I do the same thing, and unless, like you said, I'm like, yo, Philly, you gonna give me Embiid and Ben Simmons? Like, you had something crazy like that. Like, it gotta be somewhere. All right, it makes sense.
Like a crazy one-way trade.
Yeah, because you don't want that. Down the line, man, they traded the #1 pick, kind of like how Brooklyn getting crucified for that dumb trade that got put Boston in this position.
It was a horrible trade.
or the Pau Gasol for Kwame Brown back in the day when Kobe just got them from. Then they won 2 chips. It's just. You don't want the Heat.
I did hear about them possibly trading the pick back for more picks later on. So you trade it back. Maybe you trade back to 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then you take some, because Philly got some more picks later
Right.
on the line. So now you take that 3 pick, and then maybe you take the Lakers 1 that you get a few years from now or something like that. There's some other picks out there that you can get if you trade back. Just trying to bait the Lakers, because the Lakers kind of want Lonzo.
Yeah.
Try to bait the Lakers a little bit to see what you have. I mean, I think they got options. The blessing is that they nothing better in life than to have options.
Yeah.
Like if they could trade back like one spot and get another 2 picks in the lottery, I'm for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because in that lottery, that's high quality talent you're getting
Oh,
on those 3 players. Then I'm definitely for it.
You got like 6 dudes in this lottery that could be the best player in the draft. I think Tatum might be the best player in the draft. I love Tatum. I'm a Tatum dude. He wasn't even healthy this year, so I think Tatum could be 25 a game. He's a stud.
There's a couple guys, man, and if you can get 3, like if you can walk away with 3
Yeah.
or even 2 of these dudes,
Problem.
Yeah.
that's a luxury.
Especially they paying out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Open mic called Brad Bill saying that the Cavs didn't want to see the Wizards in the Eastern Conference Finals. What are your thoughts? Somebody look like got a headache, man.
No comment.
No, you go. You go second. Let me go last.
Oh man, since Coach already hit the plead the fifth,
They
I
don't
can't
want those
use
problems.
it. Like, look, I
Said
can't
Bron
use
ain't
it.
want this wreck.
I mean that sounds good, but you didn't beat the Celtics, so you had a great year, and I won't take anything away from it, but that's not what I want to hear. When you were up both games in Boston, and that thing shouldn't have went 7, if you feel the way you do, you would be in Game 3 with Cleveland right now, but you're not. You're home, so I don't really want to hear.
No
any of that.
disrespect, the reason why y'all at home because of the lack of bench and defensively you could not stop Al Horford and Man Bun.
And Kelly Olynyk.
So how you gonna stop Tristan Thompson rolling to the basket and Kevin Love spotting up, or LeBron when they go small ball, LeBron playing down there? Yeah, I mean, I got love for Bill. That's my y'all know. But look, man, chill. Like, you're not gonna win that one. You're not gonna win that.
On the same pick and pop, over and over.
Olynyk look like Larry Bird out there, man. I was like, come on, man. You can't leave that alone.
I'm a Mike Flynn this and just sit it out. No problem.
All right. 40-year-old Floyd Mayweather said he could easily beat Triple G. Here's his quote. He's okay. I mean, straight up and down, no special effects. Even at the age of 40, I'm not looking forward to fighting Triple G, but that would be easy. As if he would school Golovkin, Mayweather respond, I mean, of course, you know that. I mean, what is understood ain't really got to be talked about. How do y'all feel?
I'm not surprised. It's Floyd Mayweather. What else is he going to say?
I mean, Floyd's a genius. We already know this. Like, he's a genius. He's one of the smartest, if not the smartest athlete of our time. He's transcended sports with the whole marketing thing and running things himself, how he manages his money. It's ridiculous. And right now, he's just being smart. He ain't saying he going to fight Triple G. Okay? And we all know, and if you listen to, I'm a boxing dude, and so if you listen to the big-time boxing guys, they say, Floyd is smart because of the way he scheduled his fights and who he fought and when he fought them. That being said, he's undefeated, you know what I'm saying? And, it's Floyd being Floyd. He's an entertainer, and he knows that. And so I think it's entertaining. I don't think it's realistic. But that being said, Triple G never seen somebody as smart as Floyd Mayweather. And we never really, I don't know about y'all, but I never really watched a Floyd fight and was like, he's on the downside. Like, I might have said, well, Floyd's not really attacking. He's on, I've never really watched a fight and being like, oh, Floyd, he's like 2 fights away from losing. To me, nobody can hit him.
That's the problem.
You can't hit him.
And that's why I can't really say. I know a lot of people stay away from Triple G, and I understand he's dangerous. But if you can't connect and hit him, then how good is, you know what I'm saying? And then the thing is, Triple G, sometimes his defense can be shaky. So Floyd going to be countering him. And then, but if Triple G gets on, I don't know, because we never really seen Floyd take a lot of punishment. So we don't, if he could take that heat, So it's interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing it for sure. Definitely better than this McGregor crap they're talking about. But I don't know. I mean, like you said, he's undefeated, one of the greatest to ever do, if not the greatest. So he can say that.
He's not the greatest.
Well, I got Ali, but some people say.
I'm not paying, but the thing is, just for me as a boxing dude, I'm not paying to watch Floyd fight again. I'm not. I mean, and that's just me. Like, I'm not paying to see this.
Oh, right.
You know,
Yeah, I
like
feel
bang
you.
bang. Like
I need to see some boxing.
You know, I need to see some. I need to see something happen.
Especially for $100.
Yeah,
for like an hour. Yeah.
For $100 and $60 a Wingstop. Like, I need to make sure somebody getting touched out here. No.
Yeah, like Canelo and Triple G. Somebody
somebody
gonna be
gets
touched. Yeah, that's a good fight. So, okay. Let's see. The NFL relaxed penalties for player celebrations. Moving forward, Roger Goodell announced Tuesday, players will be allowed to use the ball as a prop. They'll be allowed to celebrate on the ground in instances such as snow angels, and will also be able to celebrate in groups once again. How do you feel about that? They're lightening up, man.
I guess he doesn't want to be the no fun league anymore. I mean, it's good for the entertainment value of the league. Of course, the players like to celebrate. You know, it's not like basketball where you score every 5 seconds or something like that. So it's good for the league. You know, it's going to be fun again. You know, to see things, but to me, it's not a big deal either way or the other.
The TV ratings went down. This is what it is. The TV ratings went down, so he's trying to do something that makes it look like the TV ratings will go back up. I mean, like, come on, like, the biggest business in all of sports. We already know the deal with what they doing, man. Like, the NFL got a lot of issues. I think with the NFL, you know, Cuban hit on it a long time ago, and he was hating because he doesn't own an NFL team. But later on, there's going to be a certain amount of time where the NFL, I feel like they just going to hit that plateau and they just kind of going to fall off. Just with all the stuff they have with, you know, the concussions and everything. I mean, like, I got a 3-year-old. He will never play football. Like, he will never play football. You know, I think I might rather put him in boxing. At least they're going to take care of him, not let him get, you know, than actual football. So, you know, TV ratings is what it is.
Okay.
What Coach said, they up to something else.
Yeah,
they got
same thing. Entertainment value. They just trying to get people to watch again. Yeah.
I got you.
Change the narrative. That's what they trying to do.
Yeah, they good for that.
The Warriors swept the Spurs. What may be the final game of Manu Ginobili? Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, not just because of NBA either. You know, the international piece, the Basketball Hall of Fame is not just for the NBA. So, because of what he did internationally, let's not forget that he, you know, beat the Dream Team with one of the, what is that, Dream Team 4? I don't remember which one that was. One of them, he got,
one dream.
yeah, one of them, he got them out the way and got a gold medal. They were saying, I mean, I was listening to yesterday. I didn't know he's the only person. I think it was him and Bill Bradley, the only ones with a Euro Cup champ, NBA champ, and gold medal. And so, you know, that's hard to do.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment. Okay, we got to put y'all on the spot.
I'm nervous.
Who gonna win the finals and in how many games?
So I was on a podcast with Samara and Mike, and by being honest, I can't go back on what I said. So I had it being the brooms coming out. So I gotta stick.
Sweeping them?
I said it since last year, so I can't change what I said.
Okay.
I'm sticking to my word, so I'm gonna stick to it, Coach.
I'll take the Warriors in 7. I've been going back and forth with it. I just think that, you know, even though when you get all these great players, the one thing about the finals is it kind of brings it out of you, and you see some true colors come out.
Yes,
and we've seen, I'm not naming no names, but we've seen some great players on both sides, on both of these teams, play really good in the finals, and then we've seen some people play really bad in the finals. And so until I see a couple of players on Golden State, I always am going to be worried because, you know, Chuck says it a lot. It takes a lot of heat for it. You know, I think the jump shooting thing isn't that big of a deal when you're playing in series that aren't close. You know, but when you get into, what was that last game? It was 95-89 or something like that. Like, the Game 7 of the NBA Finals is going to be under 100 points, period. It's going to be stupid physical. It's going to be limited possessions. People ain't going to be out there jacking. And so, you know, when them threes get a little more, you know, you really got to make them, and you're not able to do these 17 behind the backs and shoot it for people's faces. I think that's a problem, but I just think that with KD, it's just too much. It's just too much. I mean, I think it's. I like Cleveland. I mean, I'm not a LeBron guy. I wasn't, but I kind of am since he went back. I got a lot of respect for him for going back because he didn't have to go back. and building it his way, you know. And I like that team, like how they play for each other. I don't even think they're front runners. I think it's crazy that they're NBA champs and they still feel like underdogs, you know, with, you know, Shumpert and JR and Tristan, just how they play. I like how they play, but at the end of the day, it's too much, man. Like, and Draymond could get 25. Like, if Draymond ever gets 15, they never lose.
And that's funny you said that, because I always feel like it comes down to KD.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even with KD, as efficient and deadly as he is, are we gonna see that, you know, Game 6 OKC against the Warriors, KD, where he lets the defense off the hook, where he, like you said, he just shooting jumpers when he should be able to get to the rack and do whatever he do, or post up. Just can't nobody stop him. That's the only look concern. But if he's playing this game, I just feel like, you know, because see, LeBron can't rest no more. He can't, you know, no disrespect to Barnes, you know, the way Barnes shot the ball last year in the finals. LeBron, like, I'm just, man, look, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and worry about Steph or Clay and Draymond, make sure they don't get off and stuff. You can't do that with KD. So, and then another thing I'm looking at, the Warriors' defense have improved from last year. KD's really turned it up, you know, kind of playing more of a versatile guard, like big, you know.
Hybrid.
And now it's more dangerous because I see when he get the rebound, he's not looking for stuff. See, Steph and Clay going up court, they looking like two Reggie Millers, and he going up, and he doing what he do. So if y'all get him, then Draymond trailing, go ahead, Draymond shoot that three, and then Pachulia, JaVale McGee clean it. Like, it's like you said, man, the weapons they have, you know, that's why, you know, LeBron put his all. It's impressive. I just got to give him credit. You know, he moves up in the ranking because it's gonna be a tall order, man.
It's gonna be a tall order, but the thing that the Cavs do so well is that they make you play how they want to play. And they just, I mean, like, it was low-key disrespectful last year when they just said, okay, we're going to go to Kyrie on Steph one-on-one. Like, both of y'all supposed to be like, you the MVP of the league. You going to go at me one-on-one. Like, they don't let guys hide. This is not Patty Mills, okay? You're not playing against, who was the guy, my man from Utah, like, George Hill. He was hurt, too. Like, you know, this is not those guys. And so, you know, and in Cleveland, like, for lack of better words, like, they got some goons out there.
That's the thing. When they get physical, that's another thing. But
all around, too. Iman, like, JR, like, Tristan, like.
But that's why I think Draymond and even KD, I know Crarey champion said he don't have heart, but that's BS, man. He got heart, but I think that's where they come in. You know, like, nah, even David West, being a veteran.
David West,
Y'all not doing this year.
I'm not rocking.
So even if they got buck at Steph, like, Steph, man up. You know.
Hey, look, I know you hate him, but
he is
in a series where it might get overly physical, it's not wrong to have Matt Barnes with 6 fouls to use.
Oh yeah. I forgot about him.
Throw that out there, like,
and then you still got Livingston, Iguodala coming up. Man, they loaded, man.
They're stupid. It's gonna be a problem. I do think that. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but I really haven't seen anybody outdo LeBron, like, just in a series. Like, me versus you. Like, he has died in some series, like with the Dirk series, of course. I mean, you could possibly say Kawhi in that last year, but LeBron was frying. D. Wade and Chris Bosh kind of went away. And the Paul Pierce joint, if you say that, it was LeBron by himself.
I was going to say not beat him, like, one-on-one, but KD held his own in 2012.
I'm not rolling.
That was a quiet end of the game over.
I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling.
Nah. This is the first time, and KD was young. This is the first time where they kind of equal. They know what's up.
It was just.
KD was the MVP that year, right?
Or no, that came later.
That came later.
2014.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was 2014. But this is the first time. But this is the first time LeBron he look across. It's a peer, so to speak, where it's like. You know, if I don't come to play, he gonna bust my head off. You know what I'm saying? So he gotta come play. This is the first time. So that's another element. That's why the Warriors went out and got him. Like, we need somebody for that monster. That's the problem. Because he accounts for 2 dudes just walking on the court. And then, you know, like you say, Steph got his hands full with Kyrie. Clay, I don't know what's up with Clay, man. He disappeared around this time, man. If he step up, then that's another added weapon because he's cold right now. But he was cold last year in the finals. Draymond's been punking Kevin Love. Like, all this shooting, like, he does this, but Draymond gets in on for some reason. So we got to see with that. Then, I mean, honestly, Tristan elevated his game. Like, he knows his role. He plays his role effectively.
Yeah.
So Zaza, JaVale McGee, Dave West, they're going to have to deal with him. Like, they're going to have to get something out of that crew. So it's not, you know, it's not as easy as it looks. That's why it's going to be a great finals.
I think it's going to be great either way. And when I'm saying it's a sweep, I'm not saying they're going to win 30+ every game.
Right.
I'm just simply saying Like, even in the last series, one of the things that was weird to me, which I think is ludicrous and unfair, against San Antonio, like KD was playing the 1.
Yeah.
Like initiating the pick and roll from the top.
And that's the problem.
And that's all I'm saying is like, I'm not saying it to like, I'm not dismissing Cleveland, but last year you're in a position where you were pretty much like you guys said, you weren't guarding one person on the floor. They go pick and roll with this dude initiating pick and roll. That's causing all types of issues defensively for you where do you leave Steph? Do you let him come downhill? Do you sag off and give that dude a 3? And that's all I'm saying is that I know Cleveland's good. It's just we know where Golden State fell short, and they went and got the best score in the league. Like it's.
But another thing that's also X factors, the Warriors have home court, that would help. But at the same time,
I mean,
what's the status of Steve Kerr? No disrespect to Mike Brown, but
they need Steve Kerr.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I think that's why he's traveling. Like, I don't think we're going to see him on the sideline. I just think it's going to be a thing
But
where
that
he's
game,
around.
dog, he can't call back there like,
I think he's
Put me on FaceTime.
I think he's back. I think he's back. I mean, I think that they know the deal. Like they know. They all know. Like it's gonna be a tough 2 weeks, but they need him back.
Yeah,
and this, you know, like this is the NBA. And you know, let's be serious. My man Ty Lue, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, he nice. Like on the low, he doesn't get enough credit for what he does with that group, because he has a lot of different characters on that team, a lot of different personalities. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I can't believe I just picked Golden State though.
But I mean, it's like you said, they loaded, man.
It's hard not to pick them.
I gotta give the Warriors edge just because of the home court, and especially if Steve Kerr come back, and I just feel like they're hungry.
Yeah.
You know, I think last year they won the 73, and they advanced to the finals and stuff like that, and it was like they were happy. Like it was different. Now they just like, we know they can come back from 3-1. It's a different focus or whatnot, and like I said, legacy's on the line, man. Guys.
Legacies is on the line.
But if they lose, listen, if the Warriors lose, that championship flew. And then we looking at KD and I'm like, what's up, man? Like this is no excuses. You see what I'm saying? But on the Cleveland side, hey, it ain't no excuses for you either, because guess what? You got arguably one of the top point guards in the league, ISO magician. LeBron's the best player, and not just in the league and of this era. It's no excuse. Kevin Love, multiple, man, come on, man. Like, it's no excuses. So
fun times.
It's gonna be a great finals, man.
Yep. Let me know when June 1st gets here.
That's the only thing we just gotta wait. And
yeah,
we'll check that score.
Because currently Boston is up 51-41. 3 minutes left in the second quarter, and LeBron has 4 fouls in the first half.
Who is he doing?
So LeBron is on the bench right now.
Hold on.
I don't know. I missed that part, but I did see the character generator at the bottom. Hey, LeBron has 4.
2-2. I'm like Warriors and 5.
Warriors and 4.
Yeah, man. Like
you gonna come over this side?
Warriors.
If they win, I'm like,
no, Coach, you coming over to this side that quick?
Kyrie about to have 35 tonight.
You got to.
They got my man out here for the light skinned nation, Deron Williams, on the floor. So we back.
All right, Coach, we want to thank you for coming through, man. You're welcome back any time. We wish you continued success at WAU. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. See you guys next week, same place, same time. This is The Focus.